Let's wait for someone.
Yeah.
Please, if someone enters this room, write some message in the comments. I see online people. Hi, everyone. Can you please write some message in the comments? I hope you can hear and see me. Good, I see comments. Okay, we can start. And who cannot join us now will be able to see this record later, I guess. We will discover the NgRx system and write a small application using it. But before, I should return back to IXGS and show some moments that I haven't mentioned at the previous session, and just like a reminder. Okay, I share my screen. Our lessons and including these translations cannot be translated into Russian, but you can use Discord chats with preferred languages to ask something you want. Okay. We will jump into NgRx a little bit later, but before, I just want to quick look at IXGS system. I hope you know everything about it, but let's revise it. What I mean, I told at the previous session that what is the stream, how to write the operators. But let's take a look at some of them a little bit deeper. I mean, with the streams, with the parallel streams. Let's imagine we have interval generator to produce values each second. Um, just check what we have. Okay, the values each second. And the ability to handle this stream by um, injecting something inside and take over the process. But how can we use it? We can use switch map operator. Most use most of used operators. This switch map can take the value that we passed, switch map some values accept, and this operator should return another stream that will be injected inside and will run. And next operators will accept these new values from the switch map. It's a crucial moment of this operator that switch map cancels previous stream if that stream wasn't cancelled before. If I use another interval with another value, such 2 seconds, and what will happen? First, our original generator will produce each second value, but switch map take over it and return new interval with 2 seconds delay. But we will not see this value because each second switch map will cancel this previous stream and run new one. As a result, we won't see anything. Just as I said. Nothing. If we added this value into past of the second, half of the second, we will see two values for each second that will produced by the source of the stream. Mm, we can see only first one. The second value just cancelled by new emission, and we will we don't see it. Another operator, that's a merge map. Merge map has similar behavior, but the difference that this each new stream that is been produced are added to the list of all streams, and they run in parallel until each of them will be finished, completed, or failed. As a result, each second match map will add new stream into the list and combine all values into one. And we will see each second one additional value in the stream. Let's see. Mm, we have two values into the, within 1 second. As a result, we see 1 0 1 value, just 1 in 1 second, in one moment, and each two of them are shown additionally, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Merge map runs everything in parallel. That's important. And we have one more operator exhaust map that runs new runs a new stream only if previous one was finished, and won't do nothing. Will do nothing if a previous stream wasn't cancelled. As a result of this example, we will see only one stream, this one, into 500s, because new streams will not be run because this one, first one, completes never. As a result, one moment. No problem. Regular granny stories. You have session. We can see the sequence of the first stream, nothing more. Okay, that's important because NgRx based on the streams and this difference between operators is important to understand what of them should be used in your instance. Okay, let's turn back to NgRx. Traditionally without any presentations. If you want two slides, you can get them from the previous session that is saved in MD files in repository. Okay, what is NgRx? That's a system that allow us to save the data in one object, in one place. As you can know, this system appears firstly in React, because Facebook encounter the problem when in different places in their site where the different data, because source of data the data are saved in several places, and they decided to save everything in one place and get data from this one great big object. As a result, we have store. What's that? Store just place where everything is saved, and component that have that component want to use this data should use selector. This is the mechanism that allows to retrieve this data from the store in NgRx approach, and component can use it. When component want or service maybe want to update, edit data, or even save new data in the store, component can use action to distribute this in the store system, and using the reducer we can save it in some form in the store and use it again via selector. Effects is just additional system that allows to make some process, because action selector introduces that entities just only save the data and retrieve the data, nothing more. There is no process, no handling. If we want to make some actions, for example, the HTTP request or process data and modify it and save the modified data, we have to use effects, but that's an additional system that can be used or cannot be used. This is the documentation of NgRx. You can refer it whenever you want, and it contains information about the installation, how to add the system into your project, and how to use it. Let's go through these few topics. Firstly, I created the new project from scratch to write something for example, using this technique, and show the result. Okay, I already installed NgRx into my project. 17 version was a surprise for me, but NgRx has only 16 stable version. If you want to install the next version, you can use next tab in the list, next item in the list, and install 17. Okay. What we start from? We have to understand what we want and how to implement it, of course, and what actions do we need, what data we need to save into the store. Store is just one big object that contains and should contains everything that is used in entire application. We are going to create to-do list, just a simple example. And how can you start with it? I installed. I have to create the store, but store is just one big object. Slice of the store called in a new version called state. One state is just one property of this big store with some set of properties for some special dedicated functionality. We gonna create to-do list. It means that we have to save this list or selected one, and this all state we will call to-do list. Example, why not? A reducer section contains these first steps. What we need to do. Initial value, of course. How to create new reducer. Reducer, that's a list of function that will handle our actions, all of actions that we dispatch into this store system, and modify our state in any way. And we have to register root state, our first part of the store. That's example for the version with models. If you're using it, there is a special method for root where you should provide this reducer and the name of the slice. And if you're using standalone components and standalone application, there is another way, similar way, where we should provide the store. It's just a function and nothing more. The explanation is here. And the state. Provide state, the name, and the reducer. Reducer, the set of functions that we will expand step by step. But firstly, this function accepts initial state and some. Maybe if we know about these actions already, we can define it there. But if not, we will add it later. Just let's create the reducer. But before it, to test or to observe the state that we are using in our application, we have to use some additional extension in the browser, Redux, that you can call, that you can find here in developer tools. As an example, and what should we add in our model or in our standalone component. And mm, mm, mm. Ah, overview contains a link on Redux DevTool extension that you can install in your browser to see what is happening in your um, store in the application. Um, After you install it, you will see a Redux tab in your developer tool in the browser, the Chrome. Okay, let's create first reducer, our root section. Here I use standalone version, and that's example. The reducer. I'll write in one file with this configuration, but you can export this function into a new file, dedicated file, for your convenience. Nope. That's mm, okay. Initial value, initial, the empty object for now. State. Okay, and write it here. Name. Name, sum, and reducer property. The reducer. We should provide state. Used before declaration. Let's move it. Before configuration, but you can move it into another file. You have to do it. Okay, created our reducer, but for now it contains nothing and handle nothing. We haven't created any action. But let's check will it work or not. Just run our application. Okay, and I have no errors. That's great. The initial page, we can edit and well, remove everything. The useful links you can help find here. Okay, let's remove everything from here. The empty page. Great. Next step. What we need? We need the list of our tasks. We're creating to-do list. We have to create one task. To retrieve information from the store, we have to create the selector. Selector is just a function, a pure function. Let's create new file, selectors. No. Name it like select list. And go to the documentation.
Okay.
To see how to create it. It's just a function.
Okay.
And interface that we could use in our reducer to define our store structure. But we will add it later. First, selector that have to start with select prefix, just a function, and we imply that our first argument, that's our root state of the store, and we will get everything that we want to retrieve from it. State and get what we want. We haven't created any of data, but let's define. Let's assume we want to have the list like such an array of the tasks in the sequence to do list and just array empty for now. The list can be retrieved from the store as any. The next step, how we can retrieve this information. We have created these selectors, and now we have to use this approach when we inject the store service into our component and use the select method of it to get something that we want. Using depending injection, we can provide store service like presented here. Looks like it should work. To-do list using this store select method, and we have to pass here our selector that we created. Select list. Select list. Without that's a function reference. We are not calling. That's just a reference. And let's see the result. Firstly, we can render it using sync and JSON pipes with a pre-selector, pre-tag. Okay, let's check whether it works or not. It still works because there is no errors. What next? We have to create some trigger and add some trigger to add a new item into this list. Let's add some button. Add new task. New task. I want to use form fields or let's use input. Type text. To get the name of this new task. Task name. Task name field should be here. Add new task handler. We can add here. And from model was imported here in imports of the component because we're using standalone component without modules. The new approach of Angular. Okay, and new task. Let's see the button. Yep, we have fields, we have new button. And for now, we have to dispatch or send the action or dispatch new action that will signal to the store that we have to create something, we have to do something. Action just defined the action it means the name of action are unique and have to define what we have to do. But this action can be handled by effects, by reducers, any system, and that's responsibility of your application who write the code what we do with this action. But we don't have any actions for now. Let's create actions file. No. And what is actions? Actions just from our documentation, of course. We have to define some interface of it, but the simpler way is to use this create action function from the package and provide the unique name of it, and maybe we need to props additional properties for this action to pass it into the place where we handle this action. Okay, create action function with name and properties. Just interesting approach when we call props function, but pass some generic types here. Okay. Add new task. That's our new action. Create action. Import create action function from name. The name contains from this prefix in the brackets that defines the model where this action have to be used, and some name. Our name to the list, for example, and add new task. Doesn't matter what's the name, what's the string, but that's just a convention. And now let's use it. Action, add new task. Without, no, we have to use any parameter, at least name. Prop so function with the generic type name string. Props we have to import the package also. And now we have to pass this data here, name and some name that we write in our task name field. Let's save and see what we have done. Still nothing here because we haven't added any task, and nothing have to be displayed. But let's click on button. There is no error, that's okay. That's good. The next step, we dispatch this action. Now we have to catch this action, handle it, and to do something. This action implies that we have to add new task in our list. Let's return back to our reducer. And now we can add here a new handler. In what format you can take from the documentation the approach. First argument for the create function is just initial state, and the following arguments, that's on function with on with the list of actions. Now, example, that's add new task. More than one action could be here in on function as much as we want to handle in some way. But we have the last argument on for on function. They just handler of this action with two arguments. First, that's the initial state of this store, and the second payload. It's payload. First state and something that we passed into our action during dispatching. First, let's see what are the reducer, state, and payload, and return back the state. There's no errors. That's good. In a console, let's see. Reducer, we catch this error here, and what do we have? First argument state. That's our initial state with a to-do list and empty array from the initial state. And the second parameter, type. That's a string of our action, and our additional custom properties for this action name with empty string because I haven't typed nothing here. And now we have some name passed here. Our this reducer, this function on, should return the new state of the object. In most cases, it's written in format with destructurization and the new additional arguments. We have to copy everything that is here already and add something new. Sorry. We have to modify our to-do list array. To-do list from our state to-do list. But to trigger the action that something was changed, we have to copy everything in our objects. If we just add it using push method without copying this list, let's save it into the format name and payload name and return the list. Never. Okay. We will save this object as one item of our to-do list. But I haven't created a copy of this list and let's see what happened. Save it and see what happened. Object is not extendable. Why? Because we can't modify any objects in the store. We have to create new one every time. This is the result. We have to make this deep copy, state to-do list with our additional object. I grab it here. Let's see again. Redux doesn't work because I haven't connected my application to the DevTool extension. One moment. We created and handled this action, and something changed. Something was changed. But what was changed, we can't see because our docs hasn't reflected our changes for now. Let's quickly move to the documentation to get information about developer tools, overview, using standalone API, and we have to use this one. In Bootstrap application or in our app configuration, app config. Here. Log only. And import it. From this package. Latest or next, because I use 17 number. Yes. Okay, and memory. Let's see again, and let's run this application again, because we have installed new package. We have to run it. Okay, let's check. I can see my to-do list empty, empty array, and I hope I can add new item here. Yep, this new item was added with my type name, and if I click again and again, I see additional items in my to-do list. To-do list name of the state and to-do list. Let's rename it because it's confused me. To-do list tasks and tasks. Yeah. To-do list, the name of my state, my slice, and tasks array that is empty for now, but I can add it. Okay, the following step to display everything that we created. In our component, we have used this to-do list, but state and something, let's type tasks. Empty list. No. Let's see what we have here. Because the first, interesting moment. This first function, the selector, have to get our our slice that we have created and named in provided state. That's the reason why we have to write following. Expert first, select this to-do list. To-do list. That's a function. State that return state this to-do list object. To-do list object we have created with this name. Second one. Now I can reuse this already existing selector into my following selectors to not write each time this path that I want, but I can create the dependent selectors. Let's refer to the documentation. It looks like this. First function that's selector, that's a root selector that retrieve the first our object, the slice. And the second one, using the create selector function and passed this root function as the first argument, we can write our projector that will have this the result of the first our selector, and we can write the new path that we want to use. And create selector can accept many of another selectors. Firstly, and the last argument of this create selector function, that's a projector that should have the same number of arguments that passed selected before and some result of this action. we used two selectors. We get two values in our projector function and make some calculations, return some functions from here, some results from here. Select function, create selector. Using the select to-do list, and I return my tasks property from here. Tasks, but let's rename it to tasks. That's it. Create function have to be imported. Okay. And now I can see my object in JSON format from the store. I can create some items, and I see all of them here. This select function returns the stream, ix.js stream, and we can handle it like a stream with a pipe function and add some operators here. For example, map or another one. Okay. Let's make our appearance better. Div ng4 task of this stream and common model should be here. Yep. Okay, and our task is an object that we have to use the name of it. Okay. My tasks, new one that I created, is displayed in a column. And let's create another action quickly, another action to delete some action. Cannot button, click, delete task. That's handler. We have to dispatch another action. Delete task. But the question is, how can we distinguish them? How can we find the task that we have to create to delete? We don't use any of IDs, and only parameters that we have, it's a name. Let's use this name. Let's quick remove task. That's a quick solution for now. Props the same name argument. Dispatch it, delete task action with name parameter. We can get it as a delete task. And we have to pass this name from our template from here. Task name. We have no other way to do it. Okay, delete, dispatch this action. And now we have to react on this action somehow. Delete task. Our state and payload. Delete. We have to create new instance of this tasks list and return it back from this function. It means that we have to filter our values. Filtered list, state tasks, and filter this list to get rid of the task with the past name. Filter where our name from the task done equal to our payload name from the action, and return back state tasks our filtered list. Our new array. Any type. Okay, any type. Okay, result. Let's see. Some name. Button with the X letter. Some name. Okay. Another one and third one. And I want to delete the second one with this name. I click on button and my item was removed. That's a result of this filter action. Don't forget to return the new instance of the object or on the array. Because in other way, this object wasn't reflected in your application. If I click on this button on my second item, I remove it also. And the result, I can see this list of modified actions here. And remove first of them, and I just see only one. Okay, that's the principles of IXGS with NgRx approach. The simple example. And I just want to mention about the effects. What's the effects? Effects, just a way to make some more functional actions and make some maybe side effects to this triggered dispatched actions from the store. This additional system we have to install latest. My version don't match the expectation, and I have to use not latest but next version of the effects. Installed. Let's rerun application. Back to the documentation. What's the way to use it? The effects is just just a service that have properties as a result of create effects function. That's a stream. Each of these properties, that's a stream that handles some actions and makes some actions and return back to the stream another actions to the store that can be handled further. About errors, functional effects. We can use just like a function, not a service. And that's another story. Provide effects. Okay, let's create one quickly. Effects. We have to one moment. Move action. Move these effects. Okay. Let's create the one with a new file. Oops, sorry. New file effect. Some name. Export class. Do effects. Let's follow the documentation example. Injectable, because that's service. And constructor has actions service, another service that we have to use each time. Actions, actions. Mhm. Actions we have to import from NgRx effects package. Mm, Actions. Okay, and um, we have to pass this new effects into our configuration. Here, config along with our state. Provide. Oh, just had one. Do effect. That's, I hope it. Let's check whether have we errors or not. Seems like not. Um, okay, first effect. What do we have to do? During the creation of new task, let's mark this. Let's define this process before we started. I mean, we created new task, and let's add some new property. Let's extend this new task with some new data, like just current time. Okay. Add current time. This name used only in the tests and can be any if you want. Create effect. And the approach of it. That's a factory. That's just a function without arguments. Returns this actions stream with some modifications. And first of them, of type operator, that's additional operator for from the effects package, to filter all our effects, only just the effects we want to handle. Because actions contains and meets everything that we define in our store, and then we trigger in our store, and we need to filter this list of actions. Mm, Okay. I lost my documentations. Actions with pipe. Next. Mm, of type function that we want to handle. It's just add new task. Add new task. And this our effect will handle only this type of task. Um, and what I want to do, just using the map, create new date. Right this. And I have to emit another action. This arrows indicates of it. I have to emit another actions as a result of this effect. I get the control and I have to make some changes. These new actions I can emit by using only just map operators. For example, let's create new action, update task, create new action, to-do list, update new, update task, and props. I need two arguments. First, the name, because I somehow have to define my task, and the second one, the additional parameter. The additional created at. It's like a number UTC format. Okay, and I have to use this update task in my effect. Return it back with some new data. New data, my first map returns it instance, date and created at parameter. It's a date, get time. But I forgot about name property. I lost it in my operator's map because add new task was filtered, and here I can get it information from this event, from this action name, but I have to pass it further somehow. Let's create new object here. First one, name. Second one, this created at new date, get time. And it was a result of that's action payload already composed. That's not data, that's action payload. And I can pass this argument into my update task and payload directly. And that's it for this effect. I finish it. I get my action. I make some changes, and I throw new action into the store with this approach. And the last my modification I have to make, that's handle this action in the reducer. Update task. state and payload arguments. First, I have to find my item with this past name, but I can't use find state tasks find. I can't use find function because I find it okay, but what next? I have to modify it. But this find function returns me the instance of the object, but I cannot modify it directly. I have to create the copy of this object. That's why I used, instead of find, map function, and if this task name the same as the payload name, it means that we found the modified the task that we have to modify. We return new instance of it with copied name, copied cloned the data of this task, and new created at value payload created it. If that's not the same name, it means that that's another task. We just return the same that we get without modification. And this modified object we have to pass back tasks, like the previous example. Task and modified. Oh, just one correction to see the result in our application. Let's see how will it work. Task 1, new task I create. As a result, my name that was saved with just reducer and some value. That's the time the task was created, and that time was produced, this effects. And saved into the same task. Let's create the second one. The first time was skipped, and the new one was modified, created with new time. Third, and so on. And we made it with effect. That's core information about the NgRx. And this information could be used to write the last practice tasks for YouTube project. I guess that's everything that I wanted to tell you. If you have any questions, please write a message in the comments. I'll wait 10 seconds because there's a delay between us. And if no I wish you a great and easy last task of your projects, and also the final project that will be interesting. Seems like no questions. I hope this information was useful, and please refer to the documentation to get more information about the NgRx and how to use it, because this system changes all the time, and you need to be aware about everything, especially with the latest changes with the 17th version of the Angular and NgRx. Okay, thank you for your time. Um, and see you in the following in the next sessions. Bye.